Every Saturday, dozens of adopted children ranging from 2 to 8 come to this building where Haben teaches an Ethiopian language and dance class. It's so popular, parents drive in from all over the state just to let their kids interact here.
We just started introduce the alphabet 2 weeks ago to them, so they do a good job of retaining it. And we kind of go at their pace, really. And it's kind of an experiment. We've never really done it before, but we are trying to incorporate different components to our class, and so it's really successful so far. Okay, first row, go. Ha, hu, pi, ha, he, ku. Good job, that was quite impressive.
For Haben, the lesson plan is a familiar one.
It reminds me of how I was tutored and how I learned it at home. And it connects me to, it takes me back. Everything in this class takes me back to my childhood for sure. Especially playing the games. I turned into a little kid with them and I enjoy it. Growing up, that was our version of Duck, Duck, Goose. And the kids are doing pretty good. Typically, the kid that runs around in circles sings, but because they don't know Amharic, I do it for them, and then they respond, and they've learned that part pretty well. We use a scarf in this class, but I'm saying, have you seen my handkerchief? And then they say, we haven't seen it.
The hope is that these early life lessons will help adopted African children stay connected to their heritage.
That's a part of their history and who they are, and later on they could have those questions, but since now they're learning about their culture at such a young age, they won't have those questions as a grown-up and as a young adult. So I think it is important to introduce people to their culture and make them aware of where they come from and the history that they have, and connect them to that, especially in a city like Portland where it's not super diverse. Classes like this, the restaurants, and engaging your kids in these kinds of activities really helps them know where they come from and kind of be proud of where they come from. All these kids are so proud. They always tell me where they're from, and they're so happy to be here. So.
Haben works with the adoptive parents as well, and they're just as eager to learn about African culture as their kids are.
We adopted our daughter from Ethiopia 7 years ago.
Jill Martin started the Ethiopian Adoptive Families of Oregon organization just a few years ago.
Most of our families really wanted our kids to know each other. They have a unique culture and heritage that they just don't find every day at their school, and we as a family, most families, if you're from the same heritage, you can pass your culture and your heritage down to your child, but we can't do that. The only way we can do this is to learn the culture and heritage sort of in tandem with them, which is a really great experience in itself.
Okay, so we're going to start reading, okay? The basics of Ethiopian cooking. Ethiopia is one of the oldest civilizations in the world.
And I think when we decided to adopt, we said, you know what? We're becoming Ethiopian ourselves now because we're going to have a daughter that's Ethiopian, and it became one of our biggest priorities in life to make sure she can learn as much of that heritage and also have relationships that can provide her with some of that heritage.
An essential part of life. Ethiopians use teff to make injera, a spongy, tart flatbread that Ethiopians cannot do without.
It's a service that helps keep African traditions alive for immigrants of all kinds in Portland.
I was surprised to find such a large group. I believe there's over 200 members of Ethiopian Adoptive Families of Oregon, and it's fantastic. Every Saturday morning we come to the dance classes. The kids have a fantastic time. They get to connect with each other, and our parents get to connect with each other as well.